Hello, good evening, guys. This is Paula, and I am here to show you or do a flip through of my design team project. Now, this is like a 7x4 little book. Yeah, it can be a journal. It is a journal, but I like to think of it as my sampler of some of the wonderful, beautiful prints that Tracie has in her digital kits. Now, I didn't stick with just one. I decided that I wanted to use a lot of different ones. And so, the ones that are on the top of my head that I can think of, or in my head, or in my brain, whatever you want to call it, is the notebook is in here. Some of it. Last year's Christmas, Nature Snippets, Keeping Garden 2. Some of the tea cards, the autumn florals, the tiny embellishments, and the Ohlala Chic papers. So that's where the blue comes from, is from the Ohlala Chic papers. So this is unusual and different, and I'm going to show you real fast. What I did is I cut out a long strip, put where I wanted my to punch my holes, and this is the main body here. You can see on these two lines, that's where I scored to do this top portion. So it's just real simple, and this is just the back of a card scrapbook paper book. It's the back of the pad. So it's flimsy, but by the time you add your papers and all that, it will feel much heavier. I mean, it's not as flimsy. So there is 2 journaling sheets in this little book. It's got 2 little rings. I think I would step it up one size if I did it again. Added a couple just little stones, nothing too gaudy or anything that gets in the way, because, you know, it'll be a little bit more fun if you're not wrestling around with it. So, I did make one small mistake. Well, some of you may think it's a big mistake. When you open this out, okay, I don't really have enough screen, so we may have to turn it sideways, but when you open it out, I made the mistake of, like, this is the upright position. When you open it out, you'll see what I'm saying. I'll show it to you and show you where my mistake was. So what this is, what I'm calling this, and I don't give names to anything, is I'm calling it the sampler. So it's a sampler of all of Tracie's, not all of them, but some of Tracie's digital kits. Now, I'm holding it closed by seam binding. So you untie the bow, unhook it here in the middle, and I punched a hole here at the top like I showed you. You pull that one out to get it open. And then you have these 2 strings that are inside 2 more holes, see? So you just put them up through the back of this front cover, just like this. And then you slide this one that's the closest here, pull it through, and tie your bow. So, I'm going to start off by showing you some of my favorites. I don't know which one's called what. So, we're just going to go with just looking at it. And if you like what you see in this book, I'm going to put a link below for you to go over and check out Tracie's digitals. She is on Love Junk Journals by Tracie Fox on Etsy. And I will link that below. Now, I just took and kind of labeled things just to make it look fun. You know, like I put garden here and botanical, and there'll be butterfly, and there'll be journal, and there'll be other little sayings throughout the book. It's not a big heavy set book, as you can see. I only had 3 coin envelopes that were already made, pre-made. I did not make those. And So I made 3 pages on the inside to kind of even out that. So it has like 6 pages, not counting the inside and the outside of the covers. Okay, so let's get started. So here is the top flap here. I'm just going to, these things, I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm just going to let you look and remember and just see how pretty. This is the inside of the flap. I'm just trying to spotlight Tracie's talent. This is some of the mini tags, and you got to remember too that I altered a lot of things. Like I altered tags, I trimmed things off, I cut things in half, I did all kinds of things to make it look like a little gallery. So this is this is the front cover. I'm going to pull the seam binding out so we can not have it in the way during this video. Okay, so it's that simple to get it in now. I used cheesecloth behind this big image here and muslin. And I believe that is not the only textile. I used some doily in here as we go along. Okay, so you saw this top portion and you see this here, the front cover. Now I'm going to flip it over and let you see the back cover. It's just simply a journaling sheet. There's one more like this in the book. And so there is a little bit of journaling if you want to jot down your thoughts about this. Okay, now I'm going to open it up. And when I open it up, I'm going to show you the first page, which is going to be on this coin pocket. Okay, now I'm going to hold it up so you can see here. This is the tiny embellishments. I remember that's a T card. And just, this was a tag. And I just put some little different things on here. Inside the coin pocket, I did put the same tag, or there's 4 tags alike, and I put those inside the coin pockets. But I will tell you, they were too long, so I did have to trim the bottoms off. Look at these butterflies. I don't know where Tracie does it, but she finds the most unique and different elements for her digitals. Okay, and then this just closes back up like all coin pockets do that have closures on them. Just twist it around, and if I can get my fingers to work. Come on. All right, so that's the front of that. Now, this is where my mistake came in. This is in the upright position, so all of this is fine. But when you get over here, you got to flip the book around. And in reality, I should have just been able to move the book up. But see, this is upside down. I wasn't thinking I had them all separate from the book. It wasn't put together. I was just doing them, you know, in what was the upright position as I did them. And so that's why it turned out like that. So I would give more thought to that next time. It's easier if you don't have to flip them around, right? So here on this page, I just, once again, just have beautiful different florals, some mushrooms, and some labels. This was a tag that I cut apart. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back around. See, this is what you have to do. You have to flip it back around every time, which is not the most fun. This little cheesecloth is wanting to come off a little bit. Okay, so we're going to flip that over, and page 3 is going to be right here. And the nice thing is you can flip it around. I mean, it will move both directions. So we have 3 of Tracie's T cards here behind some old vintage music. I love the T cards. And here we go. Here's the next page. Look at these lavenders and white. And one thing for sure you need to know, I really wasn't trying to match colors. I more or less, when I was doing this, it didn't hurt that the colors did look good together, but I was really thinking about how I could get more on here and how I could make it be more like a puzzle and include more than just one or two things. Okay, this was a tag right here as well. So moving along here, you guys probably recognize this tag. This was a tag that I took off the top. This is Keeping Garden 2. And here's one of the mini tags. And I put a piece of doily up here, which I really liked. And then here we have number 2 coin pocket. And I did label these as beautiful because they are beautiful. They're stunning. And look at this little tiny mini one here and this little mini one here. And on the inside here, we have another tag. I'm trying to stay in camera. I've had to do this video. This is the 3rd time because I just couldn't stay in camera. I'm like, what is the deal? This thing's tiny. Why would I not be able to stay in camera? You know what I mean? Okay, so, and when you flip this over, we'll turn it around and see this side, which is a little calmer, but I love the way it all blends together and works nicely together. And here we go on the next page. So, and here is a journal page here. No rhyme or reason. I just felt like that it was time for a journal page. And here is the last coin pocket. Now, I think, as much as I love this small one, I think a large one like this would be really, really nice to have. It'd be a nice collector's thing for Tracie. Looky here, how pretty that is. And I stuck with the same tags for the inside because I just really liked them. Okay. Get it coming in here. Close up these little, this little top. All right, now I'm going to flip it over before I turn it. And then here we go. I love the way this turned out. It's bright and colorful. Has the music sheet behind it as well. And here we go again. This was a tag. So I'm going to turn it around here. Has a Rachel butterfly flying into the florals. I tell you, my cheesecloth is just, it just wants to come apart because it's too new, I guess. Okay. And then this is the last page, which is the inside of the cover. And I just love the way it turned out. And so when you're done, you just fold it back, just like that. Now, you don't have to take off the seam binding. When you do that, I did it to show, but I wanted to show you how to put it back on. So we're on the inside of the cover, front cover, and you're going to just put one end of the seam binding through one hole. Okay. And another end through the second punched hole on the inside of the cover. And what you do at this point, you want to make sure they're the same length when you get ready to tie it back. And that's not hard to do. Then you just take the one that's next to the top of it here. If I can get my fingers to work. I seem to do better with tiny things when I'm just working on my own. It's like my fingers have brains and they know you're watching them. No, it's really from my hand surgery. Okay, so now we've got it up here like this. We want to make it as even as possible. And hold the flap down. Have it towards you. I hope I'm in camera. And twist it around. Pull it through. And there you go. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, all the digitals you saw in this book today are from Tracie Fox, Love Junk Journals on Etsy. And I will link it below. You want to go check out all her digitals. Everything she has is just wonderful and easy to work with. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.